Welcome back to another episode of Listening Mastery. Today I'm joined by my brother Muhammad. Welcome to the show, Muhammad. Today we're diving deep into the world of job interviews.
Thanks for having me, Serena. Job interviews are indeed a crucial step in securing our dream job.
Absolutely. So today we're going to tackle two of the most common interview questions and provide some tips on how to answer them confidently. Let's start by reminiscing about our first job interviews. We all remember that mix of excitement and nervousness. Muhammad, tell us about your first job interview. What were your expectations and what do you remember most?
It was definitely an unforgettable experience. I was super excited about the opportunity and imagined myself sitting in a sleek office, answering intelligent questions. But reality was a bit different. I was so nervous that I actually forgot the interviewer's name and stumbled over my words.
That's completely normal. Everyone goes through that. So, what did you learn from that experience?
I learned a lot from that experience. I learned the importance of preparation, researching the company and the role. I also learned the significance of self-confidence and being direct and honest in my answers. Most importantly, I learned not to fear failure. Every experience is a chance to learn and grow.
What was the first question they asked you, and how did you respond?
My first job interview was a bit of a disaster. I was so excited, but also incredibly nervous. The first question the interviewer asked was a classic. Tell me about yourself.
A classic. So, what did you say?
That's the funny part. Instead of focusing on my skills and experience relevant to the job, I started talking about my hobbies and travels. I told them about my trip to Thailand and how I learned a few Thai words. I think the interviewer was a bit confused.
That must have been a bit awkward. So, what happened next?
Well, I didn't get the job, obviously. After the interview, I was pretty disappointed. I sat and thought about what went wrong, and I realized my mistake. I had focused on the wrong things and hadn't shown the interviewer how I could add value to the company.
So, what's the best and most professional way to answer this question? Tell me about yourself is a broad question that gives you the opportunity to present yourself in a positive and compelling way. There are several ways to answer this question, each with its own purpose.
The first approach is the traditional one, and it's the most common. In this approach, you provide a brief overview of your educational background and previous work experience. For example, I'm your name, and I have a bachelor's degree in your major from your university. I have years of experience in your field. I previously worked at your company, where I was responsible for your responsibilities. During this time, I achieved several accomplishments, such as.
Can you give us a more specific example?
Sure, for example, I've always been fascinated by technology. Since I was a kid, I spent countless hours taking apart devices and putting them back together. This passion led me to study computer engineering, and I'm currently looking for an opportunity to work at an innovative company that's developing new technologies. I've worked on several projects, including developing a custom application for my previous company, which was used by thousands of people. I'm excited about the possibility of joining your team and contributing to your vision.
That's very clear. What about the second approach?
The second approach is the goal-oriented approach. In this approach, you directly connect your answer to the job you're applying for. For example, I'm very interested in this position because it aligns perfectly with my skills in your skills. In my previous role, your accomplishment, which makes me perfectly qualified for this role. For instance, you could say, I'm excited about this opportunity to work on your marketing team. With my experience in data analysis and content marketing, I believe I have the skills necessary to drive sales for your new products. In my previous role, I created a comprehensive content marketing strategy that resulted in a 30% increase in website traffic in 3 months. I believe this experience, combined with my ability to adapt to fast-paced environments, makes me a strong candidate for this role.
That's a smart approach. Is there a third way?
Yes, there's the third approach, which is the story-based approach. In this approach, you start your story from the beginning and bring it to the present. For example, I've always been interested in the field. When I was young, I used to the skill. This passion led me to study the major, and now I'm looking for an opportunity to apply my knowledge in the field of the field. To illustrate further, let's give a real-world example. I've always been fascinated by the world of technology. I remember when I was a kid, I would spend hours taking apart toys and putting them back together out of sheer curiosity about how they worked. This passion led me to study computer science in college, where I discovered my true passion for developing web applications. During my studies, I built several side projects, including an interactive learning platform. This experience taught me the importance of designing user-friendly interfaces and enhancing user experience. Now, I'm looking for an opportunity to join an innovative team that's developing groundbreaking digital solutions.
That makes the answer more personal and engaging.
Exactly. The key is to be genuine, concise, and job-focused. And remember to bridge the gap between what you're saying and what the interviewer is looking for.
I've also prepared a full episode on how to introduce yourself professionally in a job interview. Our listeners can check that out. All right, Mohammed, let's move on to the second most important question in a job interview.
The second most important question in a job interview is undoubtedly, why do you want to work here? This is one of the most critical questions you'll face after, tell me about yourself. This question gives you a golden opportunity to show your interest in the company and the job, and to highlight how your skills and experience can contribute to the company's goals.
Great. This question indeed opens a wide door for the job applicant to show their interest in research. But how can a candidate answer this question in an impressive and convincing way?
There are several ways to answer this question, each with its own purpose. First, the candidate should show that they have done their research on the company. They can mention some of the company's recent achievements, or projects they admire, or the values they share with the company. Second, they should connect their skills and previous experience to the company's needs. They can give specific examples of how they can use these skills to achieve success in this job. Finally, they should show their enthusiasm for the job and the company.
This means that a good answer to this question requires a combination of research, adaptation, and enthusiasm. Can you give us some examples of strong answers to this question?
Absolutely. Here are a few examples. Example 1. I'm very impressed with your innovative products, especially, mention a specific product. I believe your company is a leader in this field, and I want to be part of that growth. My skills in, mention a skill, which I gained from working at previous company, will help me develop new and innovative products. For example, as a regular user of your skincare products, I've noticed your constant focus on innovation and developing effective and safe products. This aligns perfectly with my passion for creating innovative solutions to skincare problems. My experience in product development, analyzing skin ingredients, will help me contribute to developing new products that meet the evolving needs of customers.
Another way to phrase this is, I was impressed by your company's values around. Mention a company value. I strongly believe in the importance of mention a principle, and I think this aligns perfectly with your company's values. My experience in mention experience will help me reinforce these values within the team. For example, I was impressed by your company's values around sustainability and social responsibility. I strongly believe in the importance of businesses that contribute to building a better society. My experience in managing sustainable projects will help me contribute to achieving the company's goals in this area. But let's delve deeper into the third example. What do you think of this, Mohammed? I see this position as the next logical step in my career. I've been following your company's developments closely, and I'm impressed by your success in developing software to protect user data and security. I believe my skills in cybersecurity will help me contribute to your future goals.
That's a good example, but it could be improved. The answer shows the candidate's interest in the company and connects their skills to the job, but it could be made more compelling by adding some details.
What kind of details are you thinking of?
The candidate could provide a specific example of how they've applied their skill in a previous accomplishment.
Let's say the candidate is applying for an information security engineer position at a startup working in fintech. The company is launching a new digital payment application. How could the candidate modify this example?
The candidate could say, I see this position as the next logical step in my cybersecurity career. I've been following your launch of the new digital payment application with great interest, and I'm impressed by your commitment to providing secure and innovative payment solutions. In a previous project, I conducted a comprehensive penetration test on a similar electronic payment system, which led to the discovery and remediation of several critical vulnerabilities. I believe my experience in penetration testing, risk assessment, network security, will be invaluable in securing your new application's infrastructure and ensuring the safety of customer data.
That's a great example. What other points should we focus on in this example?
The candidate can also connect the mentioned company achievement more deeply to their skills. For instance, if the company has launched a successful new product, the candidate can mention how they contributed to a similar project in their previous company and how they can replicate that success in the new company.
Excellent. Let's take a practical example. Suppose the candidate is applying for a job at a biotech startup that has recently launched a new drug to treat a specific disease. How could the candidate modify this example?
The candidate could say, I see this position as the next logical step in my career in biotechnology. I've been following your launch of the new drug for disease with great interest, and I'm impressed by your success in developing this innovative solution. In a previous project, I developed a biological model for a similar disease, which helped accelerate the drug discovery process. I believe my experience in this field, such as biological data analysis and experimental design, will be invaluable in helping to develop more effective new drugs.
That's an excellent example. It shows how the candidate can connect their interest in the company, their skills, and their previous experience in a compelling way.
It's important for the candidate to show that they are not just interested in the job but that they understand the company, its goals, and see themselves as part of its team.
And now let's listen to a real-world job interview to solidify what we've learned. But first, I want to thank you for this fantastic episode. And I want to remind our listeners that this is just the first part of our job interview question series. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed it.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Let's start with a simple question. Tell me about yourself.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. I'm Ahmed, and I have a bachelor's degree in computer science from People's University. I have 5 years of experience in data analysis, working as a data engineer at Alraid Technology. During this time, I was responsible for developing predictive models to improve user experience and designing interactive dashboards to monitor product performance. What sets me apart is my passion for data and my ability to turn numbers into actionable insights. In a previous project, I was able to increase the accuracy of customer preference predictions by 15%, which contributed to a 10% increase in sales.
That's impressive. It seems you have valuable experience in our field. Why did you choose to apply to work with us specifically?
I'm very impressed with what your company has achieved in the field of e-commerce. I'm particularly excited about your focus on user experience. My experience in building interactive dashboards will help us better understand our customers' needs and provide a personalized shopping experience. For example, I can develop a dashboard that allows us to track the customer journey from start to finish, helping us identify areas for improvement and increase conversion rates.
That's interesting. Can you give me a specific example of how you've used your customer behavior analysis skills in a previous project?
Absolutely. At Alraid, I analyze customer purchase records to identify recurring purchasing patterns. Using these insights, I was able to develop a targeted marketing campaign that increased product sales by 15%. I believe I can apply the same approach here to improve your marketing strategies.
That sounds promising. What challenges do you anticipate facing in this role, and how do you think you'll handle them?
I anticipate facing challenges related to the large amount of data you deal with. However, I have experience using advanced data analysis tools, which will help me manage this data efficiently and extract value from it. Additionally, I'm excited about the opportunity to learn from a specialized team in this field.